What's up, you guys? Good afternoon, and welcome to our Dominaria booster box break. I was actually extremely surprised at how quickly it filled. I know great prices, but I was still surprised, but happy at the same time because I may have not known this, or very few people do really know this. This was actually the set where I started playing Magic. This is what got me into it. I've watched people play it before and whatnot, but I never actually played until Dominaria came out, did the pre-release and everything. It's kind of funny because I built a Sapperling deck in both the pre-releases I did. I didn't know how to build a deck, so I was just kind of just winging it, you know? So, yeah. Pretty excited. Yep, Dominaria was my first set, but if you know Steven, who's the manager at the store, he was an ex-pro and actually taught me a lot of stuff. He had me playing Modern with him. I'd gotten to Commander about a year ago. So, and then also working behind the counter and helping people with decks and whatnot, I kind of picked up on it really good, and bam, here I am doing breaks. So, like I said, this set's pretty exciting for me. Like, it's nostalgic. All right, and Jeremy Wydrick got you in here. And then last but not least, Simon Walters. Bam. Yeah, Dominaria was my first set. That's wild, huh? Pretty unbelievable, but it's cool. It is awesome. All right, well, I do have all you guys tagged in here. But, yeah, super excited about this set. I started playing Control pretty much a few months after this set when Control got big with Big Teferi. Because it was funny because I remember trading, like, giving someone 2 of my Teferis for one of their Karns. And now, then, once it went up in price, it was like, well, Karn goes down. You open a Mox Amber during a Grand Prix. I opened up so many of those. I think I had 9 Mox Ambers at one time. I ended up selling them when they were like $10, and now I'm an idiot. All right, go. All right, let's just go ahead and get you guys over to the randomizer. Well, let's fix that just a little bit, because that's kind of huge. Bam. All right. Either way, same thing. Roll the dice, getting the party started. We'll take a 5. Why not? Last round coming up. Matt with a double mega stack. There we go. So I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited for this set. Come on, Faber. Wakey, wakey. Yeah, I think Mox Amberson at like $32, but Teferi is only like 34. So like I got like pre-release and foil Teferis and stuff. Just I was bad with spending money, but yeah, super sweet. Either way, we got the names pulled up. We got everyone tagged. Everyone's got their spots. It's just time for us to crack some packs now. All right. Let's get it. Coy over here jumping in some Dominaria too. Right. Thank you, Charles. Charles always wishing everybody some luck. Man, that was like Shaq at the three-point line. Straight air. All right. Move this a little bit. Just keep moving these around. then everybody gets 6 packs of it. We will just randomly put in stuff. We also can't forget one of the greatest angels, Miss Lyra Dawnbringer. Miss Lyra was killing it in Standard. I know because I built mono white angels and was using Lyra, Resplendent Angel from M19. Oh yeah. I loved my angel deck, and I actually, like, after a couple months of working on it, I finally got it to beat red deck wins, or mono red aggro. Guess it really just depends on the person you're asking. I still got copies of her. I got pre-release promos. I've got foils. I actually have a promo stamp one from when they started doing the stamps, like right before Dominaria rolled out. If I remember correctly. I think it was that. Alright, we're going to go over stack 1 at Koi, getting it started. Alright. I feel like those packs are way far back, right? Let's get it, you guys. Good luck to each and every one of you, and I appreciate you guys. Oh, man, nostalgia right here. Alright, we are still going to, you know what, we'll grace through the commons real quick. Vidalian Arcanist, Knight of New Benalia. I feel like I'm opening up my pre-release promo packs. Seismic Shift, Adventurous Impulse, Dark Bargain, Unwind, Run Amok, Blood Tallow Candle, Call the Cavalry, Academy Drake, and then we had Lingering Phantom, Howling Golem, Urgoros the Empty One, and a Hinterland Harbor. That's a good hit. This card's still like $10. Look at that. Hinterland Harbor. Koi hitting the... That's actually the more expensive of the dual lands, too. Or the check lands. I was about to say surprisingly more than Glacial Fortress, but Glacial Fortress was also Ixalan, which I am actually going to put up. Was it Ixalan? Yeah, it was Ixalan. I'm going to be putting up an Ixalan break for tomorrow. Adamant Will, Warlord's Fury, Mammoth Spider, Stronghold Confessor, Coldwater Snapper, Diavenant Trapper. I think I just called D-Trapper whenever. Yeah. Easter Glider, Divination, Skittering Surveyor, Baloth Gorger. And we got Skizik, Settle the Score, Raph Capuchin Shifts Mage. This is actually, I had him as a commander one time. Into a Yawgmoth's Vile Offering. All right, after this pack, I'm not going to go through there. Go through that. Sapperlings! This is where I very first started. All right. Helm of the Host was such a good card. I loved it so much. It just... Helm of the Host came out in a time where it wasn't useful, for Standard at least. Right through the commons. We got Memorial to War, Untamed Kavu, Knight of Malice, followed by an Evra Halcyon Witness. The most commonly printed rare. I couldn't tell you. I've probably thrown away like 10, 15 of it. Island with a Knight. Oh, yo, we got to... Hopefully we can pull the Stained Glass Knights. Y'all remember that? For History of Benalia? Man, History of Benalia was sweet. Too bad it just didn't really become good. So what was it? Guilds of Ravnica? Alright. Open those. We got Thalid Soothsayer. Icy Manipulator. This was a pretty cool card for draft. Tiana, Ship's Caretaker. Into a Mending of Dominaria. One that never really seen play. I think I've only seen it in a couple commander decks, honestly. Island and a Cleric. This is pack 5. We got a Juggernaut, Goblin Barge, Triumph of Gerard. I loved this card so much. This was actually one of my key cards for my Angel decks because I would just put like a 1-drop lifelink creature out. Then I would put Triumph of Gerard out on turn 2. And then on turn 3, I drop Resplendent Angel into, what is it? Resplendent Angel, and then I would attack with my creature. But it had to be, I think I had like a 2/1 Unicorn at the time, but I could make it gain me 5 life on turn 3, and it would trigger Resplendent Angel, and I would just start having angels. So this was a really sweet card. Demon Lord, Belzenlock, the 6-drop Elder Demon 6/6 Mythic Rare. Hitting a Mythic right here. I didn't really see much play out of that card, but oh, double rare pack. Got a 4 Bearer's Blade. People do use this in Commander for sure. I know because I've seen it. All right, pack 6. All right, last pack for you, Koi. Merfolk Trickster. I think everybody, unless you just start playing like Koi, remembers Mono Blue Tempo. I've literally been beat with this card. I was like, yo, he sideboarded more control in and was just literally, he killed me with a Merfolk Trickster with a Curious Obsession. Dauntless Bodyguard, Mono White Weenies. Yo, Grun the Lonely King. Ape Warrior into Steel Leaf Champion. Shout out to the Steel Leaf Stompy decks. Or Mono Green Stompy decks. 3-drop 5/4. Can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Koi and Standard, we are bringing this out on turn 2. It was nuts. Because we'd play a Forest, Llanowar Elf, turn 2, Forest, tap all 3 of them, Steel Leaf Champion. So then on turn 3, we were attacking with a 5/4. Steel Leaf Champion is nuts. Probably one of my favorites. It don't have trample, but the simple fact that it can be played on like turn 2 made it ridiculous. But yeah, Koi hitting that Hinterland Harbor right there. Going on to the next stack. Alright, stack 2 is Simon. Here we go. Of course, Koi. Alright, skipping through these commons. Even some of the commons are just like memorable. Sanctum Spirit. Joyous Familiar, Baird, Steward of Argive, into a Dreadshade. Dreadshade was actually mono black aggro was super sweet. This card was super good because you could just play mono black and just pump him like nobody's business. Some people would do it and they would also give him trample. Like they would just be like, cool, tap all of my stuff. If they're playing green, they would usually cast some kind of spell that just gives them trample until end of turn. J2 Lava Runner. Pretty sweet card for mono red. Skipping through the commons. Chain Whirler. Goblin Chain Whirler. That thing was sweet. It's crazy because he wasn't used until like later in mono red. Oops. My bad. I forgot to press update top bar, but this is Dominaria. But, yeah, nobody was really using Goblin Chain Whirler and till, like, was it, like, 6 months before Dominaria rolled out. Sylvan Awakening, Turbo Lands. I played that deck. That was, Turbo Lands was it was like a meme, but it was fun to play. You just sat there and ramped and just pulled all of your cards out that you could. Frenzied, Rage Foil, and a Soldier. But man, use Sylvan Awakening with Rallying Roar from Ixalan. One of the Ixalan sets. I just don't remember those. I guess technically I was playing when Rival of Ixalan was out. Because whenever Dominaria came out, my buddy was like, hey, you want to go to the pre-release? And I'm like, yeah, let's go. All right, here we go. Pack 3. We got a Howling Golem, a Spore Swarm. Like I said, I built a chain. Hey, Tatiova, we are going to sleeve her up. Just because that is an extremely good uncommon. Thran Temporal Gateway, and not to mention, I think they're like $5 plus a piece, something like that. Tatiova's sick. Alright, pack 4. What's funny about Tatiova though is in Dominaria with the pre-release promos, like you could get the uncommons. Tatiova was actually my pre-release promo. So that's pretty cool. All right, Spore Crown the lead. Played a lot of this. Eldest Reborn. If you guys know who CJ is, I know a few of you do. She used to do the Pokemon break. She works at the store. This is probably one of her favorite sagas ever, but it's an amazing card. For Chapter 3, put target creature or Planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's wild. Quendi into a Jaya's Immolating Inferno. I seen a dude, we had gotten one of our old LGSs to let us do a, 100%. To let us do instead of Standard Night, we had Brawl Night. And everybody was like, I am down. So we all did Brawl Night. And this one dude took out our whole pod. He did Jaya's Immolating Inferno with some other stuff. It was once Ravnica Allegiance was out, right? Ravnica Allegiance that came out. I'm trying to remember, but he was able to copy it for each opponent or something like that. I can't remember. That was a few years ago. But yeah, he knocked out our whole 4-person pod with that. Another Merfolk Trickster. Warcry Phoenix. Whisper Blood Liturgist. Into a Lich's Mastery. Y'all remember Rainbow Lich? Hexproof. You can't lose the game. Whenever you gain life, draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, for each life you lost, exile a permanent you control or a card from your hand or graveyard. Whenever it leaves the battlefield, you lose the game. That was a pretty funny deck. I've seen a couple people actually trying it too. Mountain, Blessing of Bells and Lock, and a sap token. Going over here. See, y'all can tell I like this set. We 20 minutes into the video and just now on the last pack of Stack 2 from one booster box. That's all good though. Flame of Keld, another card that pretty much became a little bit popular for mono red towards the end. On Sarah's Wings, Garna the Blood Flame into an Isolated Chapel, second check land of the day. Isn't there only, 4 of them to Dominaria? Huh. Maybe we get foil rares. Who knows? Pretty, sweet little stack here with that Tatiova in there. All right. Stack 3 over at Matt for his first stack. Let's get it, Matt. Alright, skipping through your commons. Wizards Lightning, loved that. Back when mono red was mono red burn, you know. Urza's Tome instead of aggro. I like the burn decks. Those were fun. Danitha, Capuchin, Paragon. With a Fall of the Thran. Destroy all lands. I've seen a couple people trying this with Esper Control. Like once it was Guilds of Ravnica came out with Kaya. With Kaya 3. Yes. Alright. Because you remember Kaya 3, she put stuff in like the graveyard, and then you do her, I guess not necessarily an ult, but it was like neg 5, and it exiled all graveyards, and then each opponent loses life, and you gain life equal to the cards they own in exile. That was a sick Kaya. Urza's Tome, Final Parting, Adeliz the Cinderwind, and Shalai, none other than the beautiful Protector herself. Shalai, Voice of Plenty, you, planeswalkers you control, and other creatures you control have hexproof. So that is one thing that made Shalai pretty busted. A Forest and a Saproling. Right, here we go, pack 3. We have a Wild Onslaught, Sentinel of the Pearl Trident, Rona, Disciple of Jix, and 2, an Oath of Teferi. This is a card I always really liked. I actually tried it out in some Azorius control decks. A foil Flame of Keld with a sap token, but I tried it out with what was it? Yeah, one of my Esper control decks. I was just trying to do something a little different. So once I started, I learned what control was and how to play it. I was starting to try and just build my own. And I went like Esper Super Friends, running Oath of Teferi. Then I switched it to Jeskai Super Friends. Hemorrhoid Explorer. All right, Nature Spiral. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. This card also didn't see play until later on down the road. Really good card, though. Fight with Fire, Chainer's Torment, and then an Ariel, Knight of Windgrace. I had so many of these. We got an Island and a Knight. Going on to pack 5 for you, Matt. We've only hit one mythic, Demon Lord of Belzenlock. Or Demon Lord Belzenlock. Curator's Ward. Love this card in Zur. Memorial to Unity. Halar, the Fire Fletcher. Followed by Josu Vest, Lich Knight. I've seen him used as in a couple different commander decks. Eviscerate with a sap token. Last pack for you here. Alright, skipping through the commons. We got Board the Weatherlight, Goblin Barrage, Memorial to Glory, and a Traxos Scourge of Krug. I loved playing with this. I had actually played blue-black or Dimir Artifacts that main boarded a full 4 of this guy. Because it's too good, you know? There were so many things that you could untap artifacts with at the time. It was one of those, like, why wouldn't you just do that? All right. That brings us down to being done with stack 3. Shalai, Ms. Beautiful. We got stack 4. Jeremy. in a mono red cube draft. Wow. That bug artifact, dude. What's his name? I can't remember. All right. Either way, stack 4 over to Jeremy. Skipping through your comments. Diligent Excavator, the Flame of Keld, Fungal Plots, into a Squee the Immortal. He was kind of funny. Not many people really played with him, and when they did, it was more of like just for fun. It's just wild because you can cast him from anywhere. Except for your library. It's graveyard or exile. But you can obviously cast him from your hand. I remember there was a couple mono red decks out there where they were trying to just like put a bunch of equipment on Squee. Alright, skipping through the commons. In Bolus's Clutches. Nature Spiral. Sorcerer's Wand. Into a Naru Meha Master Wizard. Mythic Rare, second one of the day. Whenever she ETBs, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Other wizards you control get +1/+1. There was that infinite what is it? It was like infinite Naru Mehas where she kept going to the field and it would like bounce another one and they would just sit there and just like bounce it, making mana and stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like one of the extremely hard, almost impossible things to do. All right. Getting the commons out the way. Spore Swarm. Goblin Warchief. Tetsuko Amizawa Fugitive. Pretty sweet. Fun card. Played her with rats. Primeval's Glorious Rebirth. I had a friend that for fun, he built a Legendaries Matter deck. Esper Legends Matter or whatever. And he used a full 4 of this. And he actually came, like, he didn't win that night, but he still came in, like, top 4 or 5, something like that. And I was like, that's mind-blowing, dude. That card, I think that card's pretty sweet. For a 7-drop, though, it's like, you already made it a legendary sorcery, so I already have to have a legend. I already have to control a legendary creature, a planeswalker, you know? So I was like, you're already making this a little bit harder than it's got to be. And then on top of that, making it cost a ridiculous amount. Memorial to Genius, Sage of Lotnam, Tiana Ship's Caretaker, into a Sulphur Falls, 3rd dual land of the day. We will take that. Saprolings everywhere. I think the reason I did it, honestly, was probably because all my packs had Saproling tokens, and I was like, guess I'm going to make one of these decks. But I had only been playing the game for like a month, so it's all good. I didn't come in last. Turns out some people just get in and then drop. A Damping Spear, Orcish Vandal, Garner the Bloodflame, into a Cabal Stronghold. That's actually a pretty decent land. You pay 3, tap in, add a swamp for each basic swamp you already control. So, mono black decks. This was used with the was it Dreadshade earlier that we pulled? People played a 4 of those. I think I played it on Arena a little bit, but it wasn't like my play style. Alright, this is last pack for stack 4. Seal Away. That was a fun card. Yeah, for sure. Cast down. I know it's played a lot in Commander. Every once in a while, you'll actually catch a couple modern decks running it. Daring Archaeologist, another heavily printed rare, but that's a-okay. That is a-okay. I'm over here like moving my mat. But no, still a pretty sweet hit. You also hit a mythic in the stack, so I'd say that was a pretty sweet stack. Or, not for you, but you get what I mean, to Jeremy. Because this, right here, Matt, that's you. All right, stack 5 and 6 at Matt Belvedere. All right, let's get it. I guess I didn't dry my face off after the shower good enough this morning. My mustache is like poking my nose again. Y'all remember I was doing that not too long ago? Rat Colony! This is the one that people were, it was like as a joke. CJ actually did it as a joke one night for Standard and didn't even come in last. She actually beat somebody with it. It's kind of funny. All right, here we go, Matt. Memorial to Folly, Elfame Druid, Juggernaut, into a Joda Archmage Eternal. These are pretty popular commander. You know, simple fact. He's 5 colors, costs 4 to come out. And you can just pay Wooburg for any spell instead of their actual mana costs. Alright. Getting that out there. Champion of the Flame. Board the Weatherlight. Halar the Fire Fletcher. Into a Verdant Force. This was actually pretty cool too. I believe it or not, I think I ran one of these in my Saproling deck. It was pretty cool. But you know what? I tried with that Saproling deck. For someone that was new, I was like, I'm going to get it to work. I played it for like 3 months, and then I built Angels, and then I played Angel. Opt. Right through the comments. We've got Thorn Elemental, Chainer's Torment, Arvad the Cursed, into a Helm of the Host. There you go. Probably add to your collection that you got, Matt. We got a Swamp. No way! A foil Karn Scion of Urza. What? Going out to Matt. With a Saproling token right behind it. Nice. Good hit, dude. It's such a beautiful... Like, this card foil is a beautiful card. I mean, usually, like, the artifacts are, but... That's pretty sweet. You guys, I'm putting up Ixalan tomorrow. For real. Like, just regular Ixalan. Because I think that is going to be sweet. Nothing really, like, high dollar in it, but it's still a sweet set. And it would be cheaper than Dominaria. Song of Freyalise. I loved this card. I ran a full 4 of this in my Sap deck. Memorial to War, Slinvada, the Rising Deep, into a Weatherlight that is never going to be printed again because they put it on the list. So, never printed in a different set. Navigator's Compass. That was a pretty sweet card to play with. Goblin. That's sweet. We hit a foil mythic rare Karn though, you guys. Who'd have thunk it? All right, skipping through the commons. We've got a Lingering Phantom, Sarah Angel, Sage of Latnam, and Nabin, Dean of Iteration. Oh, if a wizard entering the battlefield under your control causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. So yeah, they had some way of bouncing it with him out too, and it was just nuts. It was pretty nuts. With Narumeha, the one I was talking about earlier. With like that, it was like an infinite combo that was like super hard to pull off. Syncope, one of my favorite old school control cards. Old school. My favorite control counter spells at the time. Curator's Ward, Champion of the Flame, Urgoros the Empty One, into a Forebear's Blade non-foil this time. A Karox Blade Wing. That's actually a pretty sweet token right there. We are going to sleeve that up. And we're going to keep going. We are now technically on stack 6, the last stack of the day for Magic. All right, out of the commons. There we go. Time of Ice. Cast down. I think that's the first Time of Ice today. Fungal Plots into another Squee the Immortal. As you see, we haven't gotten the other two I was talking about that were highly printed. We haven't gotten those again. See if we can't get you that Varix Blade Wing to go with your Karox Blade Wing. I think Varix Blade Wing was a pretty underestimated dragon at the time. Alright, skipping through the commons. Joyrus Familiar in Bolus's Clutches. Raf Capuchin into a Muldrotha the Gravetide. Sorry about that, but this is sweet. Big commander card. Big commander card. Wow, good hit, dude. All right, continuing on. Good hit. All right. Out the commons, we've got Shield of the Realm, Wild Onslaught, Gluten of Urborg into a Blackblade Reforged. Oh, Gideon. Alright. Crowsand Druid foil with a soldier token. Uncommon, or this common stack over here, getting a little tall. Last 3 packs, you guys. Alright. Gaia's Blessing. Oh, man. My buddy thought he was about to mill me out one night. And he milled me out game 1, and then I sideboarded these in. And he's like, well, I'm not going to win this, so I'm just going to scoop. So he actually ended up giving me game 2 and 3 because, yeah, it was just a straight-up mill deck. Garner the Blood Flame into Clifftop Retreat. So that's the 4th check land. All right, last 2 packs right here. Last 2 packs. Right through the commons. Memorial to Genius. Goblin Warchief. Tetsuko Amizawa, Fugitive, into a Mishra's Self-Replicator. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Mishra's Self-Replicator. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. So that was pretty cool. I think I've seen that in a couple little decks. Like, people were just, like, really just testing it out. But, yeah. You guys, I appreciate all of you for sure for buying into this as fast as you did, too. Like, that blew my mind. So, kudos to you guys. Y'all are awesome. I was actually like, I don't know if this is going to fill that fast. And I had to run over to the store to take care of some stuff there for a minute. So, yeah. All right, last pack, you guys. Final parting. Amaranthine Wall. Shauna Sisse's Legacy. Pretty good card. Used in, Selesnya tokens. Last rare of the day is Kamal's Druidic Vow. I remember someone made a really fun deck with that. With Kamal's Druidic Vow. It didn't have a good win rate by any means necessary, but it was pretty cool. So, like, it was just using, like, enchantments, right? Legendary creatures. It was using Kamal's Druidic Vow and something else, but it was pretty cool. It was a cool little deck. But what a stack right here. Got Clifftop Retreat, Muldrotha, Karok's Bladewing, which is actually a pretty decent token to have. Nabendine, Weatherlight, Foil, Karn, Scion of Urza, Helm of the Host, Joda. This was a pretty sweet stack. So, congrats. And like I said, you guys, that's it for today's break. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a fantastic day and an even better week. And until then, take care of yourselves.